Baby.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another week. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm a bit late today. I apologize. My computer was playing up. All right. Today is 14th of April, 2025. It's the second week of the month. Before we start, let's have a look at the economic calendar for this week. Let me see if I can bring the economic calendar out. Okay, so that's the economic calendar, and you can see there's an I got it wrong. That's not this week. Okay, so this week we do have Tuesday GBP climate change. On same Tuesday we have the CAD CPI, and then Wednesday we have the CAD rate announcement. We have the Fed Chair Powell speaking. We have the CPI on New Zealand, and then I think we have Euro press conference. So not a lot in terms of announcement. Europe might be the main big mover for the week because of the rate announcement. So let's see how this week is gonna go. Now, being this second/third week of the month, the move will be very smooth as usual. So we might get some good price action for the week. All right. So yeah. Now let's start with the dollar index. Dollar index, we are still looking for a continuation to the downside. I think I mentioned where I'm expecting it to go. We are looking for a move to this fair value gap, which comes in at 98.30. So 98.30, that's where we're expecting them to trade to. That will be the main target for now. That'll be the main target for now, right? So we're going to be expecting a continuation to the downside on the weekly time frame. So this week we are expecting lower prices, and on the daily, we do have this volume imbalance. So we'll be paying attention to the volume imbalance. Okay, we'll be paying attention to the volume imbalance, and then we'll be expecting it to continue going down. So if we see price going up, that is where the high of the week might form, and then we continue going down. Okay, now if we drop down to the H4, is that going to be possible? Probably not, because of this up candle here, right? Because of the up candle. Maybe once we take out the weekly low, then maybe a pullback might happen. So as it stands, the weekly low is going to be taken. If it comes up, it might struggle with this up candle and then continue going down. So let's see how today is going to trade. As usual, we don't like trading on Monday, so let's see how today is going to end, and then we'll look at price action tomorrow. Moving on to euro. Euro is also aiming for that level that I mentioned last week. If I go on to the daily, let me go to the weekly right here. So that candle's high, it comes in at 1.14839. That is where I'm expecting price to go. So let's see how this week is going to trade. Again, on the lower time frame, there's nothing in here, so same idea. We don't want them to be breaking any fair value gap or any down candle. So as it stands, we're using this fair value gap as a resistance level for price to hit and then continue going up. Okay, 1.14839, that's our upside objective. GBP, I'm a bit surprised to see GBP where we are now, but again, I'm a bit surprised, but it's okay, because I didn't expect them to go all the way up, because then it means we are really bullish on the British pound, unless as soon as they go above this side they're gonna reject. Okay, unless as soon as they go above that high they're gonna reject, because for them to break, take out the previous 3 months high and then break structure with a fair value gap and then go back above it, that is a sign that British pound might really climb higher and probably challenge this high. If we get that, we might probably challenge this high, but let's see how price will trade above this high, because the gap on the weekly time frame still is there. So like I said, they can just go above it again one more time and then reject and come back down. All right, so look for a continuation to the upside, right? We do have one more. If we refine the weekly gap, we still have this part, and then we have that gap as well. So price can still trade into those gaps, but with the kind of rejection that we had, I didn't expect them to go back up again because of the fair value gap, volume imbalance, order block, a whole lot of stuff here for them to not go back up. But it seems that price wants to keep going up. So look for a continuation to the upside to take out previous week high. If you're trading today, you can use this fair value gap here for today. If you drop in here, look for a rejection on the 5 minutes chart and then buy it to continue going up to take out that high. Australian dollar, I think that is also likely going to take out this equal high. So I'm actually looking for an entry. I got in somewhere down, I don't know, somewhere here, and I got out. I think it was here. Yeah, I bought this down candle and then I got out right at this the opening price, the 3 months opening price. Now let's see how we are going to trade this week, because I want to buy it. I'm already in the New Zealand, but I wanted to buy this as well for this equal high. All right. Watch this gap, this one here, yeah, and then this down candle. Watch this. If we break this first one, then that's where we're gonna go, or likely Tuesday the low is gonna form here. If we end the day like this, then tomorrow we might drop. Tuesday we might drop into this area here and then go and challenge this equal high. Okay, so look for a continuation to that. I prefer the New Zealand, right? Because New Zealand, as I mentioned last time, you will be coming higher to the 50% area. Okay, so I'm in New Zealand since I think down here, and I'm showing that. So I'm looking for a continuation. I might get myself in a buy this week. When I do, I'll let you all know. But let them create something like this. Okay, when price is going up with such momentum, any down candle that they close above it immediately, that will be a good candle to actually buy. So for the entry technique, both the Australian and the New Zealand, let them close above a down candle immediately. Okay, like this, an immediate close. That's the one you're looking for. Once you get that, then you get in, put your stop loss below the down candle, and then expect them to continue going higher. So use that technique for New Zealand and then Australian. I don't like euro because it's too high. I don't like British pound because it's too high. So focus on those two. And then the Australian card, you can do the same thing. Like an example be here, this immediate close on the H4, buy that, put your stop loss here. So once they form another one with the immediate close, buy that and put your stop loss below. Similar to the New Zealand card. If we have a down candle with an immediate close, then you buy after the immediate close. So for example, this one currently printing, if we have the next H4 to do something like this, then you buy the next candle and put your stop loss below and then expect them to continue going higher. I like this equal high. It looks too clean, so look for that as a draw. Okay, another pair that we talked about last week, that we spoke about last week was the Euro Aussie, and we mentioned, I think I gave you a very detailed explanation as to why you're going to come and attack this low, right? And then on that day, I spoke about this fair value gap, that if we dip into it, we are going to drop, and then we did. And then they left a gap in New York session. We pull back into that, and then we are going down. So as it stands right now, they're going to drop down here. Price is going to drop down there, and then ultimately this low. Now maybe inside this area it might give a pullback, so be mindful if you get a sell and we get here, okay, because it might pull back. Now can you sell where we are? You can, with your stop loss above this, and then expect them to continue going down. If it stops you out, look for a rejection to go down again, because I think we need to come down here. But make sure you take something off here, because that level is a gap in London session. We've spoke about time of the day, or probably not spoke about it much, but time of the day gaps are important, especially when they form inside these shaded areas, right? So this being a London session, that gap is very important, and it broke structure as well. So if you get here, make sure you take something off and then you let the rest run. I think I prefer that. Euro New Zealand is similar, but I prefer the Euro Aussie. Okay, I think pretty much that is that for the currencies. Yeah, let's go to gold. So on gold, we are still bullish. Last week we got what we wanted, which was this being a reaccumulation, and I gave a projection. $168, that's the upside objective. Comes in at 3304.4. That's where we're expecting price to go. So look for continuation to the upside. We can also reach for the 2%, which is 3368.4. All right, now this week maybe it might pull back before moving higher. If it does, watch the volume imbalance over here. 3200 level, watch that area. So watch here. Right, it also has this support level as well. I don't do support and resistance, but it's an old high, basically a previous week high, so that can act as resistance. At the same time, it's an auto block, right? Similar to the entry technique that I'm sharing on the Aussie card and the New Zealand card, just that this is on a weekly time frame. Okay, so we have a down candle with immediate close. You buy that and you leave your stop loss below the down candle, but this being a weekly time frame is too big, so you can't do that, right? But it'll be the same idea, the same concept. So we're expecting a continuation to the upside. Crude oil, with how last week closed, we're expecting them to go and attack the previous week high into this gap here. Now it can trade a little bit higher to 50%. Okay, I think they're already at 50%. No, 50% is here, which is roughly where the gap exists and the previous week exists. So the best trade idea will be trading towards it, and then once we get there, you wait and see if we get a rejection, because based on the weekly, we are still bearish. This could be redistribution, and then we continue going down. The wick is too long for it to be redistribution, hence it could go a little bit deeper into the gap on the weekly. So I prefer buying this week to go here and then sticking with the buy to see if we can get somewhere there, because if you see on the H4 time frame, that looks like a market maker buy model, so they might retrace back to the optimal trade entry, which is the OTE, that 70.5 area. Okay, so buying on crude oil will not be a bad idea for this week. Don't sell because we've dropped too much. All right, okay. Again, you can use the entry technique I just shared on the Aussie card and New Zealand card. Just wait for H4 down candle to close and then you buy it, or a H1. I don't like H1, but if it's happening during the purple line, right, if it's happening during that time, that's fine. Okay, but look for a buy to go up here. ES, so ES has similar price action to crude oil. We are expecting them to trade and attack previous week high. Now, based on the pattern that I'm seeing, this is a sell model. This is your distribution, consolidation, redistribution, and this might be another level of distribution, but it might take out the previous week high first, just like they did over here. And we also have a volume imbalance above it, so we might take out the previous week high and then drop down again. We also have a previous area of accumulation over here, so lots of in terms of resistance, lots of resistance over here to hold price and send price down again. So this week, first a run above the previous week high, second a rejection, and we start going lower. So on the daily it looks like this. Want them to come and tag this high, then go up. If we break this up candle, then it can change the whole narrative. It can change the whole narrative. So just be aware, once we go above the previous week high, don't just go in straight away to sell. I mean, once we go above the previous week high, don't go straight away to go and look for a sell. Let them give a rejection first. Ideally, I don't know how today is going to trade, but if it goes up there today, then wait for tomorrow, a run above today's high, and then a rejection. That is when you can look for the sell. Or if they don't get there today, tomorrow, once they get there, you want to look for a rejection above it. Whatever happens, it needs to get up there first. Okay, so that can be a trade for you, right, to go up there if you want to. Just wait for New York session, the morning AM session, and then you look for a run below a low with a rejection, and then you buy it on the lower time frame, either M15 or M5. Okay, now let's go and check Ethereum. So on Ethereum, I know some of you are dying for me to talk about the crypto market. Nothing has changed for me. I'm still down. Okay, it's just a small minor kind of pullback, right? We will still continue going down, but it might attack the previous week high first. So always look at the narrative from a high time frame perspective and it will make sense. We just have an up candle, right? So we will take, especially rejecting the previous week low, we will take out the previous week high and then resume going low again. So similar to how this week happened, where they took out their previous week high and then dropped. Same thing here. You want to anticipate that. Bitcoin, same thing. Want them to take out the previous week high and then drop. This is not how a reversal happens. If it's going to happen, even if it's going to happen, then the weekly should have gone all the way up and close above this. None of that is happening. Now, they can, on the monthly time frame, take their time before they go back up, because the last time it did something like that, it took a lot of time. Okay, it took that was April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November before we started going up. So they could play around in here. That is why the price action on the daily, to me, is not ready. Now, if we can go back, okay, if we go back here, let's go back and then drop down to the daily. Okay, notice how price went up when it started going up. Look at how price is going up over here, and then look at how price went up over there. There was a gap both on the left and then the right. We broke above this high, and then price started printing down candles, then big candles, then down candles, then big candles. That is how, if you are going to go up, that is how it's supposed to be. This is not how you reverse it. That's what I'm saying. Whatever happens here, it will still come back down again. This is not how you reverse. Okay, so don't get confused with the small little up movement that is happening. Focus on the big one, on the big time frame. Okay, focus on the big time frame. We are dropping. All right, so we are looking for a move somewhere here. Same thing applies to Solana. Solana might take out this high and then drop down again to attack this low. It might take out this high and drop down and take out this low. So watch that for this week. Once this high is taken, was on the H4, what I was seeing was a market maker sell model. This high to this low. Okay, and this being the first area of distribution. So above it, at 79 retracement level. So once they run it, I'll be expecting a quick rejection. Reversal, no, I don't see that still. Not the way the daily is behaving. I don't see that. All right, so we are still bearish regardless of what's happening now. We could go up there and then reject and come back down again. AI 16, same thing. I think they might still drop down to the 0.0808 level somewhere here before a move to the upside can happen. So nothing has really changed. When they drop down, right, and it starts going up, if it's gonna be a really big move to the upside, price needs to leave gaps. The fact that it's not leaving any gap means that it's nowhere near ready to go up. Okay. XRP, same thing, right? I'm expecting them to reject this previous week high and then drop down again. Let me put the weekly over here. So watch somewhere in here, especially this candle's closing price. Watch that level for this week. It shouldn't even get there because this is all it needs, because it's touched the breaker, this candle's wick. So it should be going down. The idea comes from this high to this low. We've already hit OTE, but it can go a little bit higher to this candle's closing price, and then we resume coming back down again. But again, when they do come, we want them to reject immediately. Let's go to Atuo. All right, so let me zoom in on the weekly. Okay, so on Tatsuo, the narrative is the same, similar to all the other cryptos. Watch this candles high, because we might take it and then we come back down again. Because again, I don't see bullishness yet. Now, we are in the second week of the month, so it's too early to be calling this as a rejection below previous week low. It's too early. But if we get towards the end of the month and we still have this sort of price action, then yes, we can start probably looking for a move to attack the previous week high. But it's too early for previous month high. It's too early to be thinking like that, because this month is still trading, so it's too early to be thinking like that. And then touch key, there we go, they've gone for that low. So as it stands, this could be a nice, buying pattern for smart money if they can start coming back up with aggressive candle, because that's the move. Okay, this is the sort of move we want to see on the cryptos, going down, and then the reversal can take place. Okay, so this up candle can then be our breakout, right? So they've gone for it. Now let's see what's going to happen below that low. We might reject, we might continue going down, who knows, we will see. But it's Monday, it's too early to call for moves, so let's see how today is gonna end, and then based on how today ends, we can have more idea on how the week is gonna go, especially on the currencies, because with the cryptos, I think they need to take out the previous week high first. So I'm gonna recommend paying more attention to the currencies this week, because it's the second week of the month and big moves can take place, and you can catch some nice pips on the currency market. Especially, I've given you 4: Aussie CAD, Aussie dollar, New Zealand CAD, New Zealand dollar, and then I've added Euro Aussie to it. Okay, those are the go-to for this week, and then probably ES to go and attack previous week high, and then oil to go and attack previous week high. Those are all high probability ideas that you can go with in this New York session. An entry technique, just wait for a down candle to be closed above, or wait for a run below a low with a rejection on the lower time frame, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. If you want to do 1 minute, it's fine, as long as you're doing it during a session. So during the pink time frame from 2 p.m. till 4, from between 2 and 4, if you can find that pattern, then you're good to go. If you don't get it, just move to the sidelines. All right, so that's all from me for today. Very simple, short, but going into tomorrow, it might get a little bit exciting, because that's when the market will really start moving, so we can start doing stuff tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of your day. Go out, have fun, go enjoy the sun if it's sunny. If not, go and just walk the park, move away from the screen a little bit. Today is Monday. Don't strain your eyes, don't stress yourself. The action will take place going into tomorrow and the rest of the week. So stay safe, take care of yourselves.